Oh, it's biryani time. Let's make this amazing, quick and easy chicken biryani. We'll take 1 kilo of chicken and marinate it. We add 2 to 3 tablespoons of yogurt to this. Salt, about 1.5 teaspoon of chili powder. I also like adding the Biryani Masala, around 1 tablespoon. It gives it a different flavor when marinated. We mix this all together and let it rest for 30 minutes. So once we have mixed it and marinated it, we let it rest for 30 minutes. You can keep it for 1 hour also. In the meantime, we'll prepare the saffron milk and also the crispy onions. We take about 3/4 cup of milk and then we add some saffron to this, which will be used to give the color to the biryani. You can also use some food color, but I prefer it to be natural. So let's take some saffron and why not use it? Mix it up and then let it rest. The color will be infused as we can already see. We just mix it and let it rest for 30 minutes or so, and we'll use it later at the end. We take about 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil in a pan. And I've got here around 4 to 5 big onions, which are thinly sliced. We will fry them until they're golden brown. Once the oil heats up, we will add the onions to this. So the golden fried onions gives it that caramelized and sweet taste to the biryani rice, and also gives it a different flavor. I really like it, so I've added a lot of onions. You can reduce it to, let's say, 2 to 3 onions if you don't like it that much. And I prefer preparing my crispy golden fried onions on my own rather than buying it from the store, which is ready-made. We fry the onion until they are golden brown and we cool it down so that they become crispy. Don't worry about the excess oil. We can use that oil later on when we are cooking the main dish. So if it has got some extra oil, that is not a problem. Make sure that it does not have less oil and the onion does not get burned. So one thing we need to make sure is that we need to cut the onions as thinly as possible, and also to make sure that they are evenly sized. It should not be that some of the onions are a bit thicker and some of the onions are a bit thinner, so that it cooks evenly and we don't have burnt onions. You can see here that the onions have started to turn a bit brown. Continue to mix it up and stir it so that they get evenly cooked and get the common, or let's say the whole of the onions get this golden brown color. Make sure to keep the heat medium so that it does not burn the onions. It's a very tricky thing. Yeah, you have to just keep mixing it so that you don't burn them. Now the onions have reduced and they are turning golden brown, so we take it off the heat immediately and let it cool down. We spread it across a paper so that it does not soak the oil. Once the onion have turned gold brown, we remove it from the heat and let it cool down. So once we have removed the onions, we can use the same pan, some leftover onions and the oil, and we cook the chicken in this. To this we will add the marinated chicken. I can smell the aroma from the masala and all the onions. So we make sure that it is cooking properly. So we add some hot water to this. It's not boiling water, it's a bit warm water, so that the chicken gets properly cooked and it does not stick to the pan and the masalas don't get burnt. Cover the pan and let the chicken cook properly until they are cooked around 60 to 80%. In a pot or in a wok, we take some water and bring it to a boil. We add the following whole spices to this. We add some cinnamon, star anise and cloves to this. To this we'll add about 2.5 cups of basmati rice, which is washed and rinsed. To this we add some salt so that the rice has got the flavor. We mix it all together and cook the rice until it is 80% cooked. Don't worry about the excess water. You have to keep the excess water so that the rice does not stick together. Let's have a look how well the chicken has been through. Here we can see the chicken is getting well cooked. We can use a fork and check how well it is cooked. When it is about 80% cooked, we stop the heat and then let it rest. The rest of the chicken will be cooked when we'll mix it with the rice. So now we can see that the rice has been cooked around 80%. You can check it by squeezing a few grains in your hand. It is not completely cooked. It is a bit hard. So since we have got now the chicken and the rice ready, we'll now prepare it in a pot. I've got a pot base which is very thin. Preferably you take a pot which has a thick base. If you don't have it, then place it on a pan. That's completely fine. So I've taken a pan and then I have placed the pot here. Now I'll place the chicken and the rice, and the biryani is ready to be cooked. In the bottom base we'll add some rice to this. To this we'll add some onions which are golden fried. To this we add the saffron milk which we have soaked in to give it that infused color. On top of this we'll add some chicken. We add a bit of gravy also to this. After adding the chicken, we repeat the process. We add the rice, onions, saffron milk and the chicken. We repeat the process and then cover it up with rice, saffron milk and then some golden fried onions. We cook this at low heat so that the rice, which is cooked 80%, will be infused with the chicken and the gravy, and it gets cooked properly, and the chicken is also getting cooked. For about 10 to 15 minutes, we cook it on low heat. We cover the pan. We make sure that the steam does not escape, and we seal the pot properly. The steam trapped in the pot will cook the rice and the chicken, and in about 10 to 15 minutes, it will be perfectly ready. So it's about 10 minutes gone. Now, moment of truth. Let's see how the biryani is ready. We will now remove it in layers, and then we see how it is done. We have to check how well it is cooked. We go from on the sides and then remove it and mix it properly on a plate, and then it is ready to be served. Look at this. This turned out to be really good. The golden onions look really crispy, and it gives it that sweet and caramelized flavor. So let's dig into this. Chicken is so tender. That's the advantage of cooking it so slow at low heat and then infusing it with the rice. Let's try the rice. This quick and easy biryani is at its best. So thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Until next week, happy cooking and get spiced.